Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for the 27th, which I think is an 11, right? 9, 9, 2. Yes, the day equals 11, or 2 for partnerships. Maybe we'll see a bunch of that show up, since I'm not sure why that just came to me sort of randomly. We're going to begin with the year 1066, which is a 13 or 4, 11, 11, right off the gate. William the Conqueror's troops set sail for England. In 1290, there's an earthquake in the Gulf of Chihili, which is also called the Bohai Sea, Bohai. It's near China. Anyway, it reportedly kills 100,000 people, this earthquake. 1540, the Society of Jesus, otherwise known as the Jesuits, are founded by Ignatius Loyola and confirmed by Pope Paul III in Rome. 1779, John Adams negotiates Revolutionary War peace terms with Great Britain. 1821, Mexican revolutionary forces led by Agustin de Iturbide, actually in the Spanish pronunciation would be Iturbide. Anyway, they occupy Mexico City as Spanish withdraw, bringing an end to the Mexican War of Independence. 1822, French scholar Jean-Francois Champollion announces that he has deciphered the Rosetta Stone. 1905. Did you know Rosetta Stone was an actual thing, not just a language app? Yeah. 1905. The physics journal Annalen der Physik publishes Albert Einstein's paper. This is the name of it. Does the inertia of a body depend upon its energy content? And as part of that writing, he introduces the equation E equals mc squared. When I first started, and I was vibrating a lot higher than this. Sometimes what felt to me like dangerously high. I felt like I was going to vaporize. Anyway, one day I went completing the equation, E equals mc squared. I had a page or several pages in this red, like 5-subject notebook. It was like that thin, like spiral notebook. And I was just writing and writing and writing. But it was like math equations, and then I wrote all kinds of stuff. I've seen things like this on some of these like paranormal shows and stuff. When they describe people experiencing some of this activity, it's like they don't sleep at all. They're just up all night writing. They say Prince was awake for 5 straight days before he died. It was like that sort of thing. I was just up writing. But one of the things that I was working on was E equals mc squared. Anyway, 1908 or 99, Henry Ford's first Model T automobile leaves the Piquet plant in Detroit, Michigan. George Stephenson's locomotion number 1 becomes the first steam locomotive to carry passengers on a public rail line. The Stockton and Darlington Railway in England are the ones that they put out. This happened on September 27th in 1825. Famous birthdays: Samuel Adams, Augustine de Iturbide, Bhagat Singh, Kathy Whitworth, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Avril Lavigne. Would you believe Pope Urban VII dies 13 days after being chosen as the Pope, making his reign the shortest papacy in history? Well, the 7 from his name and the 13 days equals 20 or 11. Since today, or we already started with the 11s, I figured that might be significant. This happened on this day, September 27th in the year 1590. Famous wedding, 1759. Political activist Thomas Paine. Thomas means twin. He was 22 when he wed household servant Mary Lambert, who was 21. 1865, or 9/11 or 11. Physicist Johannes van der Waals, 27. weds Anna Magdalena Smith, 18. Both of them are nines. 1876, which is 1304 or 1111. Poet Frederick Minstrel, 46, weds Marie Louise Amy Rivera. Doesn't say how old she was. 1920, Prime Minister of Australia Robert Menzies, 25, weds Patty Mai Leckie, 21, at Kew Presbyterian Church in Melbourne, Australia. In 1934, baseball player and manager Leo Durocher, 28, weds businesswoman Grace Dozier. Doesn't say how old she is either. Famous divorces, 2003, actress Halle Berry announces her separation from her second husband, R&B singer Eric Benet. He had a sex addiction. Famous deaths, Clara Bow, Jimmy Doolittle, and William Safire. William Safire was American, a political columnist and presidential speechwriter. He's best known as the longtime syndicated political columnist for the New York Times and the author of On Language in the New York Times Magazine. He was born on December 17th in 1929 in New York City, New York, USA, under the Chinese zodiac sign Snake and the star sign Sagittarius. He died on September 27th in 2009. So that was also an 11 that year. 9, 9, 11 equals 11. He was 79 at the time, and the cause was pancreatic cancer. Jimmy Doolittle, full name James Harold Doolittle, was American and an aviation pioneer, one of the most famous pilots during the interwar period. He made many pioneering flights. During the Second World War, he served as an officer in the United States Army Air Forces and earned the Medal of Honor for his valor and leadership. He was born on December 14th in 1896 in Alameda, California, USA. He was a Sagittarius. He died on September 27th in 1993, which is 94 or 1304 1111. So the whole date equals that. 9, 9, 11, 11 equals 11, 11. He was 96 at the time. And Clara Bow, American, a silent screen actress. She rose to stardom in silent films during the 1920s. Her appearance as a plucky shop girl in the film It that brought her global fame and the nickname the It Girl. She came to personify the Roaring Twenties and is described as a leading sex symbol. She appeared in 46 silent films and 11 talkies. 11 again. She was born on July 29th. In 1905, in Brooklyn, New York, USA, she was a Leo. She died on September 27th in 1965 at the age of 60 of a heart attack. Going up to the birthdays, Avril Lavigne is a Canadian pop singer and songwriter. Her full name is Avril Ramona Lavigne. She's known for her punk rock influenced pop music and her iconic fashion style that sparked the skater punk trend of the early 2000s rather. Her film album, Let Go, film album, I don't think that's what they mean. First album, maybe, was released in 2002 and has sold over 15 million copies worldwide. She has sold more than 30 million albums and over 50 million singles worldwide. Her hit singles include Complicated, Skater Boy, and Girlfriend. She was born on September 27th in 1984, so 9, 9, 11, 11, again, which equals 11, 11. She is master number 33 years old. She's from Belleville, Ontario, Canada, born under the Rat Chinese zodiac and Libra star signs. Gwyneth Paltrow is 45 years old. She's American and an actress who garnered worldwide recognition for her performance in Shakespeare in Love, for which she won an Academy Award for Best Actress and a Golden Globe Award. She's also the face of the American fashion brand Coach, owner of the lifestyle company Goop.com, Goop, and author of 2 cookbooks, My Father's Daughter, Delicious, Easy Recipes Celebrating Family and Togetherness, and It's All Good. She was born on September 27th in 1972 and is 45 years old, from Los Angeles, California, USA. She was or is a rat on the Chinese zodiac and is a Libra on the star signs. Kathy Whitworth is 78 years old. She's an LPGA golfer. She's won 88 LPGA Tour tournaments, more than anyone else has won on either the LPGA Tour or the PGA Tour. And she's become the first woman to reach career earnings of $1 million on the LPGA Tour. She was born on September 27th in 1939, making her 78 years old, from Mahanans, Texas, USA. She is a rabbit on the Chinese zodiac and a Libra under the star signs. Bhagat Singh was Indian and an Indian independence fighter, one of the most influential revolutionaries of the Indian independence movement. Singh gained widespread national support when he underwent a 116-day fast in jail, demanding equal rights for British and Indian political prisoners. He was born on September 27th in 1907 in Jaranwala, Tehsil, Punjab, India. He was a Libra. He died on March 23rd in 1931 at the age of 23. Execution by hanging was the cause. And Agustin de Iturbide was the first emperor of Mexico. During the Mexican War of Independence, Iturbide built a successful political and military coalition that took control in Mexico City on the 27th day of September in the year 1821, decisively gaining Mexico independence from Spain. After the liberation of Mexico was secured, Iturbide was proclaimed president of the Regency of Mexico in 1821. He took the throne a year later, becoming the first emperor of Mexico, reigning from May 19th, which is Malcolm X's birthday, in the year 1822, which is 11/11, through March 19th, which is the feast day of Saint Joseph, in the year of 1823. Although Iturbide's reign was short, it defined the political struggles before and after the independence. The two ends of Mexico's political spectrum, liberals who favored populist representative government and conservatives who favored a more authoritarian monarchical regime, would each gain the upper hand at various times in the decades after Iturbide's abdication. Another legacy Iturbide left to Mexico is the current Mexican flag, which he is credited with designing. He was born on September 27th in 1783 in Valladolid, Michoacan, Mexico. He was a Libra. He died on July 19th in 1824 at the age of 40. You see all those 19s? He reigned from May 19th to March 19th. He died on July 19th. Executed by firing squad. And lastly, Samuel Adams was American and a U.S. revolutionary, one of the founding fathers of the United States, who helped Congress toward issuing the Declaration of Independence in 1776, the draft of Articles of Confederation, and the Massachusetts Constitution. He was born on September 27th in 1722, and the birthplace was Boston, Massachusetts, USA. He was a Libra. He died on October 2nd in 1803 at the age of 81. And like I said, he was the last. So we move on from that and to the dice, beginning with Weekend Away. Party. I think Party was the day before too. And No. Spirit still says no, but also still says a weekend away. Maybe you're not meant to, be concerned about that weekend away. Like, don't worry about money. Just weekend away. That's what's important. Also, spiritual partnership might come up because it's like upright, facing me, staring me in the face. But Spirit says spend money on the weekend away, I suppose. All right, going to the dice, beginning with the Chariot. Major Arcana card, the Chariot, number 7. An important achievement, self-discipline, and willpower. Public recognition. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. Opening to the Queen of Air, who's independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision-making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. The Queen of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Perhaps Mercury himself, Venus herself, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Same thing goes for the Knight of Air. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully weigh your options. Creative, so you can come up with creative solutions. When the Knight of Air shows up, there's usually a decision that has to be made. Or we're awaiting a decision, or we need to make a decision. Chariot, a lot of air. 7 of Air. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. The energy of joy stealing or actual stealing. People could be losing stuff. I don't know why I've been feeling that lately. Losing stuff or actual like theft. Somebody took something. Chariot. They're both sevens, by the way. And opening to the King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Possibly a Scorpio too. Someone likened to those traits or attributes. He can be Jupiter. He can be Mars. It can be the divine masculine too. Representation of the divine masculine in the tarot. Chariot. Let's do one more, and it's the 7 of fire. So we kind of went through the same thing that we experienced with the suit of air with the suit of fire, and we've seen 3 7s thus far too. So keep those in mind, or keep that in mind. The Chariot, the 7 of air, and the 7 of fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely. 7 of fire. And it's yet another 7. Major Arcana card number 16, life experience, or the Tower, which represents the sign of Scorpio for me. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. The Tower shows up. It's like something just turns us upside down. It's not necessarily bad. It really kind of bothers me when people are like, oh God, it's the Tower. You know, all that's not necessary. It can go either way. Overall energy is the 3 of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, and the need to have more fun. Somebody could be finding out they are pregnant. When there's reconciliations, getting back together with friends, somebody could be finding out they're pregnant. What else am I feeling with this? Maybe that's it. I don't know where pregnant came from. I don't know. You might get an opportunity to go out or whatever too. And perhaps you should. The reconciliation could be with some sort of partner too that means something to you. Not necessarily romantic, but of course that's a good possibility with 29 having shown up. Crowning the masculine is Major Arcana card 17, the Star with Archangel Jophiel, which represents the sign of Aquarius, and is about positive things, your dreams coming true, your wishes being granted, right? You reaping what you've sown, your karma paying off in a good way. Also about communication, and what it is, it's like the electronic type, including telepathy for me. Masculine surrounded by the 8 of earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school possibly. Didn't I just say reaping what you've sown? That's what this means too. And the masculine subconscious, boom, wow. Okay, it looks like it's really paying off. It is Major Arcana card, the Wheel with Archangel Michael. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. The Wheel can also be tied to the sign of Aquarius because it represents the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, but it's also connected to the fixed signs, Aquarius, one of which is Aquarius. There's also Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Crowning the feminine, speaking of Leo, the 6 of fire, victory, good news, it's on its way, public recognition or awards. Feminine surrounded by the 2 of water. I told you, spiritual partnership, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. Wow. In the feminine subconscious, it is Major Arcana card, the Sun with Archangel Uriel. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. The Sun here mirroring the Wheel, both of which, again, represent the sign of Sagittarius, potentially, in the tarot, as can the 6 of fire, too. And Cupid, maybe that's where the 2 of water comes in, something having to do with love, perhaps. But the Sun is also connected to Leo, for me, at least. I don't care what the practitioners of the tarot say, because the Sun, the real Sun, Earth's star, is the ruler of the sign of Leo. So I don't know why they picked Sagittarius for this card to be attached to. But it is what it is. This is also about things working out, like illnesses and like radiology and things, CAT scans, x-rays, all that kind of stuff coming out good, maybe for the feminine. Maybe somebody else is going through mammogram or whatever, like I did last week. And I told you I was feeling good things that same day last week that I felt them. One of my Patreon subscribers and viewers and subscribers in general did get news of her very, negative. So positive in that sense that it was negative. Mammogram also. Biopsy. Yeah, negative. So it's that sort of thing. It can be, which of course is a victory. There can be a victory of two people based on the fact that they made up. Again, the Three of Water can have to do with somebody returning into your life, friend, romantic interest, something, and you work things out. That's a victory. The Sun makes everything better. It illuminates situations. Maybe some sort of truth comes out, a clarification, understanding, and that enables you to make up. With it, the Sun mirroring the star. Again, maybe that communication is of an electronic means, email, text or something, FaceTime even, that sort of thing. But again, the communication illuminates something. And that enables the masculine, that changes the energy around him to something very positive. And here's where the wheel kicks in. And he reaps abundance, whatever it represents, whatever he has put his effort toward. So if it's toward a relationship, if it's toward actual work, if it's toward school or vocation, that is what he is reaping. Combinations of those, all of the above. Crownings, the Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So speaking of Sagittarius, it's the Page of Fire, which tends to represent Sagittarius for me because that's the younger of the fire element. But if it can, of course, be a Leo, maybe even a Scorpio, or an Aries, ruled along with Scorpio by Mars. At the root, Major Arcana card, the Dreamer, with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. So again, leaping at an opportunity to reap what you've sown, to harvest, like the harvest moon, or to mend some sort of relationship, or to form a partnership. Collect abundance. The heart of the matter. Wow. Very nice. The Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life. And the successful completion of a project. Didn't I just say collect abundance? Yeah. Looks like another really good day. Not surprisingly, because we just had the harvest moon. So if you put the work in, you put the effort in, now we are reaping. We are victorious. We're gaining things. It may be having something to do with somebody's home, some sort of improvements to your home or to your living condition or your living status. Maybe you move in with somebody, become a pair or two. Change in living situation, change in relationship status, some sort of commitment, marriage even. Whatever it is, it's something that makes you happy, even if it's involving work, which there's not much pentacles here, but even if it were having something to do with a job, because the Page of Fire can be about an opportunity, which may be a job, not necessarily a relationship. It is one that makes you happy to have and involves, like, you're passionate about what you do, basically. Further advice to the masculine on this day. Speaking of commitment, it is Major Arcana card number 5, the Hierophant. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. The Hierophant represents the sign of Taurus, again, which is connected to the wheel and to Jupiter as a fixed sign. But more important than that, it can be about commitment and marriage even, partnerships, signing important contracts, hiring institutions, going into business. This is all good energy. This better be good too. It is. It's like the minor arcana version of the masculine star. And although they're of different elements, this is air and this is water, they have like the same meaning. Prayers answered, wishes granted, dreams coming true. And as it relates to love, a big resounding yes. Maybe will you marry me? Yes, too. Or getting engaged or something. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away and you have a love of life. I would say some of you are going to get invited out with friends that you haven't hung out with in a while. You've been a hermit. It's time to hang out. Some of you are going to hear from people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe a love interest, or you're going to be moved to reach out to somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe a love interest. Or you're going to get some news via the page of fire that is going to, make you happy. And again, maybe involves another person or love. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the daily. Namaste.